Okay, Mr. Arrowsmith of Arrowsmith Printing, you've talked to us about how dangerous the linotype could be and how difficult it was. You had to deal with these huge lead bars and you had this huge keyboard. But I think you were telling me a story about a guy who was one-armed, who managed to be a one-armed linotype operator. How did that go?
He lost his arm in the linotype.
In the linotype?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
He was up on the back fixing what they call distributor stops because the mats had to be distributed back in the magazine. And something fell, a screwdriver or something fell down the machine. He reached down to get it and they wrapped up and go,
"Oh! Ow!" But he continued to be a linotype operator after that?
He learned to run the linotype using one hand.
Wow.
Which would be even harder than typing with one hand. But he was probably as good as any linotype operator ever saw.
Wow. Now, how was that harder than typing with one hand? Because you couldn't just hunt and peck with the linotype.
Well, you have more than 90 keys. You have more keys in the first place.
Wow.
And then you have to lift the carriage up for the type to go in place where it casts.
And he managed to do that with one arm.
Yeah, he did it with one arm.
Wow.
Other than that.
Now, did he work for you?
No, I worked with him.
Oh, okay.
In a little town in northern Iowa. I worked with a deaf-mute operator who was very good. And I worked with, we had a linotype operator that worked for us one time who was he was a preacher's son. He was very religious. He was older than we were, but I think everything I remember is one day, one of our best, probably our best customer came in, and he was a little foul-mouthed sometimes. Our linotype operator told him to stand up and told him to either talk decently or won't leave. However, the customer didn't get angry about it. He was just astounded, very silent after that.
Right. You had some characters, didn't you?
I've had some characters, yep.
Okay, thanks. Okay, and you had some interesting customers too, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, we had. Our best customer was a grocery merchant, and he liked to play jokes on people. So we decided one night we'd play a big joke on him. It happened. He ran a grocery store, and that week somebody had opened a big grocery store in a town just south of us. So that night, after we printed our paper, we took some of the type out and made a big headline about Jake Davis finally has some competition, and the new store had opened, and people should go down and try it.
And how did he handle that?
And we took it up and gave it to him. And for one time, I think that I knew him, he was quiet. He was silent. He didn't say a word. However, there was one other person in the store when we went in, and he got very unhappy. He really told us all. Said he found out that it was just a joke.
I hope they laughed after that.
Oh, yeah. They thought it was real funny after they found out what it was.
And whose idea was it?
Only one paper printed.
Whose idea was it to do that?
Oh, I don't know. My wife, I think.
Okay. Did you leave the paper with Jake?
Yeah, oh yeah. We gave him the paper. So I imagine he tore it up.
Or he saved it.
Yeah.
Okay.